Before we dive in, if you're passionate about survival history and practical strategies from the past, make sure to subscribe to Legacy of Survival. Today, we're going to explore a chapter of history that's more relevant than ever: the WWII Blackout manuals. These guides were created when entire cities faced nightly darkness, not for convenience, but as a critical defense against air raids. Understanding how civilians adapted during that era can give modern survivalists powerful tools to prepare for grid-down scenarios. This isn't just history, it's applied strategy that you can implement in your own home, right now. How civilian homes were transformed into blackout-ready shelters. During World War II, blackout orders were enforced across Europe, particularly in Britain and Germany. Entire households were required to make their windows and doors impervious to light. Families learned to cover every opening with thick curtains, paint, or specialized blackout fabric. This wasn't about aesthetic, it was a matter of survival. Today, those same principles can be applied if modern infrastructure fails. You don't need expensive materials. Heavy blankets, dark-colored sheets, or even layers of cardboard can achieve a similar effect. Start by testing your windows at night. Turn on a small lamp and observe from outside. Any light leakage is a weak point. By systematically sealing these points, you can drastically reduce your visibility to potential threats, while also improving insulation and conserving heat. Why light discipline was a matter of life and death. The blackout wasn't just about blocking windows, it was about controlling light inside the home. Families were trained to use only dim, shielded lamps and to cover reflective surfaces that could betray their presence. Mirrors, polished metal, even glass frames were carefully angled or obscured. For the modern survivalist, this concept can be applied to energy conservation. Shielding your light sources not only reduces risk, but extends battery life for flashlights or lanterns. For example, placing a tin can around a small LED bulb can direct light where you need it while preventing it from spilling into unintended areas, a technique borrowed directly from wartime blackouts. How everyday items became essential survival tools. During WWII, ordinary household objects became critical in blackout conditions. Buckets, sheets, newspapers and paint were repurposed to seal gaps, dampen noise, and improve thermal efficiency. These improvised solutions were not only cost-effective, but often more efficient than modern alternatives. Take a simple step like using a folded blanket behind a door. It can reduce drafts, muffle sound, and keep your interior darker than a room with only curtains. Another example, layering newspapers inside window frames before covering with fabric dramatically improved insulation during cold months. This is a practice that's been tested in extreme conditions and can save both energy and resources when the grid is down. During the war, households didn't just look after themselves. They coordinated closely with their neighbours for maximum safety. Blackout compliance wasn't only about individual homes, it was really a community effort. Neighbours would check on each other, making sure no house accidentally let out a sliver of light that could put the entire block at risk. In today's world, forming a local network can honestly make a huge difference for safety and resource management during a long outage. Sharing tips on sealing techniques, lending blackout materials, or even rotating night watch duties. These are all things that mirror the strategies from wartime Britain. For instance, if you see a neighbour struggling to block a window or door, you might offer extra blackout curtains or heavy fabric. These small acts, really do replicate those historical strategies that kept communities alive when the pressure was on. The knowledge of blackout techniques, honestly, has a lot to offer modern preparedness. The lessons from World War II go well beyond just historical curiosity. They're directly useful for survival scenarios today. Sealing your windows to control light, for example, also helps with heat retention, keeping your home warmer when there's no electricity. Controlling interior light not only makes you less visible in dangerous situations, but it also helps stretch the life of your battery-powered devices. Even simple habits, like covering shiny surfaces, arranging rooms to concentrate your light sources, and creating dark zones, can transform your home into a more defensible and efficient living space. You can take things a step further by practicing drills at night. Move through your home using only blackout-approved light sources. Check how quickly you can snuff out unnecessary light and figure out which areas still need a bit of work. Adapting blackout knowledge isn't just about the immediate aftermath of a grid-down event. It's really about long-term survival strategies. The very same skills used during World War II can be applied to things like energy conservation, stealth living, and disaster preparedness. For example, creating zones in your home with controlled light can help reduce overall energy use. Rotating blackout coverings, layering insulation, and using reflective surfaces in a clever way all add to your comfort and safety. Plus, keeping track of your efforts, taking notes on which materials worked best or which rooms need more attention, really does echo the meticulous record-keeping of wartime households, and it lets you keep improving over time. By studying the ingenuity of past generations, you honestly gain a real advantage in the present. The World War II Blackout Manual wasn't just about surviving in the moment. It was a whole framework for adapting to uncertainty, making the most of your resources, and protecting both individuals and communities. If you start applying these lessons today, you become more than just a student of history. You're an active practitioner of its most practical strategies. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Legacy of Survival for more in-depth looks at historical survival tactics. Share this video with fellow enthusiasts and give these blackout strategies a try in your own home. History's given us a blueprint for resilience. It's up to us to put it to use.